Kuzampa, a very warm welcome to Bhutan This Week. My name is Samtan Dolkar. Our top stories this week. His Royal Highness the Second Gyaltse is named Gyaltse Uginwanshu. Interest waiver further extended for another 9 months for loans availed as of 10th April 2020. And concession agreement for 600 megawatt Kolongchu project signed. Now the news in detail. On the auspicious occasion of the birth anniversary of Guru Rinpoche, also known as Tenda Tsechu, His Royal Highness the Second Gyaltse of His Majesty the King and Her Majesty the Gyaltsen is named Uginwanshu. His Royal Highness's full name is Jigme Uginwanshu. His Royal Highness was born on 19th March 2020.
His Majesty the King and Her Majesty the Gyaltsen graced the Telda Tsechu prayer ceremony at Tashi Chozong and offered prayers along with their Royal Highnesses Gyaltse Jime Namgyal and Gyaltse Uginwanshu. The Telda Tsechu prayers are performed annually for the benefit of all sentient beings. Led by the Prime Minister, representatives of the Trathang, government and armed forces offered Mendel Kusung Thukden to His Royal Highness the Gyaltse on behalf of the people of Bhutan. Sringzam, PBS News.
The Prime Minister announced the Royal Command to further extend interest waiver for another 9 months for loans availed as of 10th April 2020. Full interest waiver will be granted for 3 months from July to September, followed by 50% waiver for 6 months till March next year. The Royal Kiddu on interest waiver is expected to benefit over 100,000 individuals.
Prime Minister Dr. Lotus Sring announced the second phase of the Royal Kiddu for affected individuals and interest payment support.
Nale nala phata do sumgi rinlo te myonga dari muchigi kidu gi lerim nalebe do sumgi rinlo e ki jachale jacha te miselu kidu tebe nani se ka phepchi se shunibela len ngachara nile do sumdi zobchin te pebewachin tare inda tubale dimba geba guba tsume te inda gubale gutudi be tore do tudechi ta shule netang lejim joachin ngachara loju sosome netang di tare zumchibe jo deabachin tele do tudechi tebdi te ki jachale ngapchu dechi tore myonga dere muchigi kidu te semshugi lerimnalebe te mise malu tebe te surazumchibe nani se te kaphepchi se shunebi.
The cost of the interest payment for the period of 9 months is estimated at 7.5 billion Nguyetom. It will be fully granted from the National Resilience Fund. The Druk Gyalpo's relief kiddu for affected individuals will continue from July until September this year. However, as announced, the amounts are revised from 10,000 and 7,000 Nguyetom per month respectively in anticipation of rising number of applicants. Kiddu recipients are also encouraged to actively seek employment opportunities through various government and private-led initiatives. This is Ringdandup, BBS News.
Announcing the Phase 2 monetary and fiscal measures, Prime Minister shared that loan deferment will be extended for 1 year commencing from this month until June 2021 for all loans. However, borrowers who repay their loans regularly and fully during the deferment period will be offered with 1% interest rate reduction. And this refund amount will be adjusted against the borrower's outstanding balance. The central bank will provide clear directives to implement this intervention soon.
가이로 퓨들루 가이로 디베 퓨디베 샤모고이 단을루 답수미기 고갑 지미시니비 당이기 군디디 파 퓨디에서 노베 답도 로지 보아친로 니간디수 하들레 셈슈기 인센티브세 아니기 고갑 지누시니비 답변나 나라즘지 베레 답변나루 나기 침지유베베 대 침디기 대 군디디 대 다름진도 통타 주담데 딱고 로지베 대 나라기 끼디 통탕가 되지 포보진 또 통탕가 되고 와야마발 미용가들 무치기 기둘 장소에 통탕가 되고 와야마발 내가 땅가 통탕가 겠다마발 마사디 겠다마발 아니 마사디 때 아니 파피슈기 두순으로 따바진 때끼 지 자샤지 마포디베
Now, the much-delayed 600 megawatt Kolongchu project in Tashiantse will commence by the end of this year. The concession agreement was signed between officials from the Bhutanese government and Kolungchu Hydro Energy Limited. The project is the first joint venture hydroelectric project between India and Bhutan, which is expected to be complete by 2025.
With the signing of the concession agreement, tenders for the construction of the hydropower will be awarded in the coming months. The project is expected to generate more than 2.5 billion units annually. The project initially got delayed as the two governments were finalizing the tariff determination of 70% of the electricity that the project will generate. The concession agreement was finally signed, with the two sides agreeing that the tariff will be determined based on the cost of completion and market condition.
The signing of the concession agreement has been delayed as the two governments were undertaking discussions to finalize the tariff determination for the sale of 70% electricity through long-term power purchasing agreement. I am delighted that the two governments recently finalized the tariff setting formulation based on the joint proposal submitted by the JV partners.
Meanwhile, the two parties had already decided that 30% of the electricity will be sold in the open commercial market. During the pre-construction period, according to Duke Green Power Corporation, they were constructing substations, colonies and distributing power supply for construction of the project.
I have been informed that during the intervening years, the project has been able to undertake further confirmatory field investigations in order to reduce the possibility of unexpected hindrances during actual implementation, and that all these findings are well incorporated in the engineering designs. Further, we are delighted that pre-construction activities such as building of access roads and bridges have been completed.
With most of the pre-construction works complete, the Foreign Minister said it will enable the contractors to begin the actual work at the earliest. The project will be implemented by Kolungchu Hydro Energy Limited, a joint venture company formed between Duke Green Power Corporation and SJVNL company in India. Sangeet for BBS News.
The management of Punachanchu 1 project proposed for the authority meeting, which is its highest decision-making body, to have the final say regarding the way forward for the project's critical works, in particular its dam's construction. Today, while majority of the works are in an advanced stage, the progress at the project's dam site is trailing. As the management describes, the structure's construction is faced by extraordinary geological problems.
With the dam's foundation on the right bank still unstable, additional stabilization works, offloading the reactivated slide of August 2016, and concreting and hydromechanical works could not be carried out. As of now, almost 70% of the works at the dam site is complete. According to the project management, a 24-hour service movement monitoring system is installed for the critical site. And following the stabilization works in the area, the movement reduced but has not stopped completely yet. The management said the authority meeting, expected to be held sometime next month, will decide on the dam's issue. The project's Indian consultants already prepared a holistic report on viable solution to the matter. The National Hydroelectric Power Corporation from India also carried out the report's third-party review.
There are some difference of opinion between the two consultants, and we are trying to resolve these differences. Recently, we had 2-day long meeting through our consultants, with our consultants through video conferencing, keeping in with the present COVID-19 situation, and we are very hopeful that we will be able to make the dam at the present location.
The managing director also refuted the rumors of the project's cancellation. He said both the governments are working hard to complete the project at the earliest. The current targeted deadline for PHPA-1 is 2025.
As far as our dam is concerned, we have got the recent construction drawings and tender documents from our consultants, for which we are going to start the tendering process, so that we can start offloading of August 2016 slide for taking up the dam concreting works. As of now, our first preference remains that we have to make the dam at these locations, and we are trying to make the dam at this location itself. and all those rumors are based not on facts.
Meanwhile, construction of the project's upstream coffer dam and water diversion tunnel are complete. Works related to the project's power intake, such as underground desalting chambers, headrest tunnel, surge at pressure shafts, are nearing completion as well. PHP1 is financed through intergovernmental arrangement with grant assistance of 40% and the remaining as a loan from the Government of India. So far, of its total sanctioned budget of 93.7 billion rupees, around 80% is exhausted. For Changa Doji, in Wandefota, Sengi for BBS News.
Now the government is introducing a provident fund scheme and attractive wage package for those choosing to work in the construction sector under the Build Bhutan project. Build Bhutan project is one of the key components of the economic contingency plan to address unemployment and layoffs by filling the gap in the construction sector amid the coronavirus pandemic. Prime Minister Dr. Lote Tshering launched the project along with the economic contingency plan document.
In what is defined as an attractive pay package, an individual willing to work in the construction sector will be offered a minimum monthly wage of 13,200 ngutam. And this is inclusive of the 15% PF and 15% monthly wage top-up under the incentive scheme of the Build Bhutan project. The schemes and incentives are expected to enhance the attractiveness of the construction sector. Labour Minister said unattractive salary and lack of social security and benefit schemes have discouraged Bhutanese to take up works in the construction sector.
Just as there is a PF scheme for civil servants, we are also planning to introduce the PF scheme for those working in the construction sector that will offer long-term benefits to the employee. And we already had talks with the NPPF. Besides, the Build Bhutan project will provide basic personal protection equipment to the workers engaged during the project to ease the employer's financial burden and to improve the working condition and environment in the construction sector.
An online registration platform for the project was also launched by the Prime Minister for the interested job seekers and employers.
Skilling be skill mimitiso skilling be tele yumitiso reskilling dani bebe tengachilu zotina namsame penthoni me seshuni la te tigi matse te jungi khatule te japture matutupe nandidu te anbindigi te taringa ginalo thoke bebe te technical graduates stones no namse rechikedo.
I registered myself as a job seeker for Bhutan Build for Bhutan project because it has a lot of inspiring and promising especially for youth like us. We have so many schemes that provide us a lot of opportunities.
With a budget outlay of 1.04 billion ngutam, the project targets to employ 7,000 unemployed, laid off and overseas returnees in the construction sector. The construction sector is among the worst hit sectors by the global pandemic in the country. As border gates remain closed, restricting entry to foreign nationals, several construction projects are yet to start and some have come to a halt. As of June this year, the requirement of foreign workers in the construction sector is nearly 36,000 and there is a shortage of about 14,500 foreign workers. Government has identified the requirement of the workforce in 6 fields of plumbing, electrification, carpentry, masonry, traditional painting and welding. Through the project, the Labour Ministry plans to mobilize, create and manage a pool of skilled workforce and promote the construction sector as an attractive avenue for employment in the country. Pupkm for BBS News.
The government refuted the recent reports in Indian media claiming that Bhutan blocked water channels that supply irrigation water to Indian farmers in Assam. Calling the news as baseless, the Foreign Ministry said it is a deliberate attempt by vested interests to spread misinformation and cause misunderstanding between the friendly people of Bhutan and Assam. The ministry clarified there is no reason to stop the flow of water at this time.
According to India media reports on Thursday, Bhutan stopped releasing water for Indian farmers in Baksa and Udalguri districts in Assam adjoining Sanubjonkar. This reportedly left thousands of farmers in 25 villages affected. The Foreign Ministry said it is a distressing allegation when Bhutan stands to make every effort to ensure the disruptions monsoon rains cause to the irrigation channels are addressed without delay and there is water available for farmers in Assam. Concerned agencies and local volunteers in Sanubjonkar are already engaged in maintaining the canals supplying irrigation water to Indian farmers downstream. There are 15 such canals in the district and its maintenance is going on for the past 3 months.
Due to the COVID-19 pandemic, Indian farmers are not allowed to enter the country for routine maintenance of the channels. And last time, when there was no rain, the channels were dry. We connected water to them. These days, due to continuous rainfall, the debris and sand washed down by the water have blocked the irrigation channels. However, we clear it almost immediately.
The Foreign Ministry said Bhutanese authorities are on standby with heavy machinery to clear any blockage and channel the water whenever there is a problem. The Indian government also clarified, stating the water supply from Bhutan for irrigation purposes in Assam had been blocked naturally and not out of any tensions between the two countries. Similarly, the Sanubjonkar authorities explained the challenges faced during such a time to their counterparts in Baksa and Udalguri, who expressed understanding of the situation. For Kiloanchu in Sanubjonkar, Bukem for BBS News.
Students of classes pre-primary to 9 and 11 will be assessed for promotion from this month. It will be based on the existing adapted curriculum the Royal Education Council prescribed in light of the COVID-19 pandemic. For now, it is decided that there will be no formal examinations for classes PP to 9 and 11. However, depending on the COVID-19 situation in the country, if schools reopen, formal examinations will be conducted for classes 7, 8, 9 and 11.
At the Meet the Press session today, Education Minister J.B. Rice said the lessons of adapted curriculum will continue to be delivered through BBS, Google Classrooms and other social media platforms for assessment. For classes 7, 8, 9 and 11, this arrangement will be in place until the government decides to resume classes for the grades in the subsequent phases. For students in classes PP to 6, it is decided there will be no instructions in a classroom setting for this academic year.
Chimla regin, the objective questions regin, the tato yubigi, the zumbera, open questions regin, the hanibe, the BBS lesson questions, BBS na lutemigi, nale atire diware di, the gen radio nale themidi, katebi na Google Classroom ki atire, the social media chugi, simgi, kara dom digibe, hanibe konlu, Egypt beni shunimela.
Students following the adapted curriculum will not be ranked in their progress report like in the past.
Tanjugu ta konlu, ta lakhechite go ba che, thakega makhega ba sai. Hani khiu dalu bending yama bawachin prioritized curriculum na bawachin che kuchi animchi thobbe theong the hani the first second third ka theong ga ani theong chi suni meila dibo dulu hani adopted curriculum bende nebe mi the chi suni meila.
Minister J.B. Rai also shared students of classes 10 and 12 will use the prioritized curriculum starting next month. The curriculum comprises 65 to 70% of the actual curriculum content.
Zajung the juche chabi zachale nyamajum nyamagi chajung sunale lasa the thin out che the magomi sime then ngetik be tato loburgi disenalu ngetik gopchu ngache tendigi ba hanim chibende the minimum hanim chibende ngachere aluchu those do nalu hanimchi di thara labgo segi te ngache khechup sugi zomi te prioritized curriculum dinale lalen thau shuni meila.
Meanwhile, the Education Ministry today notified that non-formal education and community learning centers will also open from next month and continue to follow their adapted lessons. However, ECCD centers will remain closed and children's meaningful engagement will carry on through social media platforms coordinated by the concerned facilitators. Sunampem for BBS News.
And in the wake of the COVID-19 pandemic, maintaining distance, avoiding crowding, wearing face masks and frequent hand washing has become a must-do activity. Out of infinite places, school is one place where crowding and movement cannot be controlled under normal circumstances. With the reopening of the schools for classes 10 and 12 on Wednesday, many schools shared their preparedness in response to the pandemic.
Schools from across the country resumed for classes 10 and 12 after some 3 months following the directives from the Education Ministry. Disinfecting before entering school premises, hand washing, maintaining distance and engaging a lesser number of students in classrooms were some common initiatives undertaken by various schools.
달록도수 담바 체칼레 움지라 disinfections 다니 년셀 세니기 맨추지어 발라 다나로 감방 데들레 두슈 코 데네암 디가미타니들로 두슈 지 에지베 텔레벤데 수가라베 사우시 텔랍추 추베베 짬 질로브나로 렘베 세슈닐라 로콘나로에 롭캉 리지널로 롭투 짱아베 사도셔들 이 세슈닐라 다 겔시 롭나 듀링갈로 따마도 리튼 듀버레 잡 아치레 나와베 와진 데콩 롭투 소자스기 데 카믹 디소에 같이 마도도 베르조디 세슈닐라
두게 합나로 니지 토미 할음도발라 데베로 마치나 레베디 주기 랍추시기 디스카르조 나립 디스카르 탄디비조 잔라 안빈디기 스쿨 나헤드로 아치치 페체 아다한도 비탄 통디기 셈가야라 디마치 니지 토베스노이 차이미 주멜라 랍추시다 카르 이니디기
I think our school is totally prepared for it because our school is decorated so beautifully and so many hand washing centers had been put up and even many new rules and regulations had been set up, so I think we are fully prepared. My parents think that resuming of our school is quite a wise decision because if we don't resume this year only, then the whole year 2020 will be wasted.
I feel quite excited coming back to school as we have to do our board examination, and while we are at home it was quite hard to cope up with Bhutan e-learning and online classes. So in school, even if we are on the wrong track, we have our teachers to guide us to the right track. I think we are safe to be in school as our teachers have done a lot of works. They have built many hand washing tapes and they have also divided the classes with a few numbers of students in each classes.
As we received the directives from the ministry to reopen the school, we already started to work on the preparedness. Especially you see that a lot of demarcations and the social distancing disciplines are maintained in this school, and then we also divided the classes into a lesser number of students so that we can maintain social distancing.
We had the orientation briefing to the students and we have made it very compulsory with the face mask, social distancing. So, and all the protocols, the advisories of the Ministry of Health and the guidelines of the Ministry of Education, so we are following that. So we have staggered the interval timings and we have maintained the social distancing inside the class, outside. So we have done everything that is possible.
Despite all the increasing cases around the world, I still feel safe to be coming to the school because of all the necessary arrangements done in the school and all the safety protocols needed to be followed, like wearing of face masks, washing hands, maintaining social distances, and all. I still feel to be safe.
In each section, the maximum students is 18 and the minimum is 14. So in total, at present, class 10 and 12, we have 17 sections. 2 of the officials were deployed here to do the medical related screening, especially COVID related screening. So in Dino Island hostel, so earlier, so it was a bit packed, but this time we made a point that we maintain the social distancing even in the dining setting as well as in the hostel.
The safety they have to do it. Look, the classroom we be and be the safety, but to terrace ni mala chuloti. Chikali pa maju dilen nira nara di dilen chance to chiga nam sin samdu ani ni mo sam maju dilen khari dilan tha be wati the guy to chik
the lab chu dele puzum be salu majua dele machi gachira dewa thabdi biru achis gap shabe dele patu dore nam sami mabewa dele ngachi lokana devi dele ngachi lokana be chin dabin nam sami miluk mi mola de miluk mi da ngachi dewa nam sami thapni chula.
In all the efforts undertaken, the schools remain hopeful and optimistic that the schools do not become a victim to the pandemic after all the care and measures taken to combat the disease. This is Sringdandu, PBS News.
Well, that's all we have for this week. Thank you for joining us.